could just sit alone and cry all day, stay in at night and wipe the tears away. But darling, I'm getting over you. So I'll put on that dress you love and go out on the town, find myself a better man and I'll let him show me around. Now don't you come back saying this time you'll stay. It might have worked a while back, but baby, not today.
Music City Spotlight with Annie Kennedy. She's going to play us a few songs on just her guitar. Annie, what's up?
Hey, what's going on?
Play us a song.
All right.
Let's hear a song then.
This first one is, it's called Burn It Down this time.
All right.
They say the hardest thing to learn is knowing which bridge to cross and which to burn. And I've been stuck at the foot of this bridge, wondering where to go. Should I walk across, take a chance, or burn it down till there's nothing left? I've got to make a move, 'cause if I don't, you could be long gone. You could be with anyone. You could be waiting, sitting there banking on my love. Would you be happy if I just said goodbye? Should I walk across this bridge, or do I burn it down this time? Roll the dice, say a prayer, stop and think twice. Should I drop this match? Should I blow it out? Should I just burn it down? You could be long gone. You could be with anyone. You could be waiting, sitting there banking on my love. Would you be happy if I just said goodbye? Should I walk across this bridge, or do I burn it down this time? Should I walk or should I run? And in which direction? If the choice I make is wrong, what will I be missing? 'Cause you could be long gone. You could be with anyone. You could be waiting, sitting there banking on my love. Would you be happy if I just say goodbye? Should I walk across this bridge, or do I burn it down this time? Should I walk across this bridge, or do I burn it down this time?
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
Thanks.
I don't think you know how good you sound in these. You don't even want to try them.
I mean, I'll try them.
Give them a little try.
I'll give the headphones a try.
Yeah. Maybe just the next one, and then if you don't like it, you know.
All right, we'll try it out, see what happens.
And mostly only for the talking part, you kind of have to lean in a little bit.
Okay.
Mostly for that, but the performance one, like, it's just because you didn't hear yourself. You sounded great.
Yeah,
And that's what
awesome.
we were talking about that earlier. This is the first time we have an audience. You know, I'm not trying to exclude you or anything.
Hey,
my friends are
studio
here.
audience.
My friends that are going to be on in a sec. But yeah, we were talking earlier about how like country sometimes is recorded just wrong. Like especially people that are older and have something that us kids can't recreate. And we're just recording it wrong. It should be like this. Like just you played that without
Amen, brother.
you played it without without the headphones on. Like you just heard yourself.
Yeah.
You were acoustic and a person. And you didn't even want the headphones.
And I mean, there's something to be said about all that production. You know, it's got its place and it's got its time, but a lot of times when you have music, especially country music, which to me has always been about telling stories, right? And really diving into lyrics and just making you feel something. I sometimes think that just the natural route is so much better.
A song is something you sing, right? I don't know. Singing is a very, I don't know if it's human. I want to say it's a human quality, but birds sing. Like I'll call out to birds in my backyard and they'll call back. You know what I mean?
Are you the bird whisperer?
Not
Is that
the
your
bird
secret?
whisperer. But if you do it, they'll do it. They're not dumb,
Yeah.
you know, by any means. Wow. What else is going on here in Nashville with you? What else do you do? Tell us more about you. I mean, I like the song. That's why I'm babbling.
Well, thanks.
That's why I'm babbling. But what do you do in Nashville?
Well, I've been in Nashville about 7 years. I'm a singer-songwriter. I kind of call my style Americana country.
Americana country.
Yeah, just really focused on lyrics and stories. It's kind of always been what I like to focus on when I'm writing and performing. Play around town. I play regionally a little bit. I play around the Southeast, around Kentucky and Alabama and Florida, and I'm actually from Chicago, so I play up there a fair bit too.
How does somebody from Chicago get into country?
So it's really funny.
Is it
People
the red
ask
hair?
that. I mean, maybe it might be.
Hair?
It might be the red
You
hair.
have beautiful hair.
Oh,
It is
thank you.
Great hair.
Thank you.
But how does that happen?
Well-
Chicago, you don't think country, you think hip hop or something.
It's so funny because now country is huge in Chicago. Like, it's a big thing. There's so many country
Really?
bars opening. But when I was growing up, like, I'm a child of the 90s. And so when I was growing up, it wasn't the cool thing. But I first got into country because of Leanne Rimes. I was young enough.
She's pretty great.
She's pretty great. I was young enough that when her album Blue came out, she did a Christmas special with it, and she had a little like 2-disc Christmas CD, and they did a commercial with the Looney Tunes, and I was like 6 or 7. So I was like, that looks cool. I want that. And my mom got me that CD for Christmas, and I wore it out. Like, that is how I taught myself to sing country. That is how I really learned what a voice was.
Yeah, I mean, I've done that. And like when I was a kid, I remember I always loved Alice in Wonderland, the 1951 movie. Obviously, you knew what I was talking about because those songs, amazing, just amazing composition. And I don't know if it's the money or what it is, but they got the best in the world, or they had the best. They still have some of the best in the world, but those compositions that they used to put on those things back in the day, my God, my God.
Just makes you really feel the story. You know, you're not just watching it. You feel the story.
It was such a big deal to yeah, you feel the story. But it was such a big deal. Well, that's why I remember more of the songs than I do of the dialect. You know, Alice in Wonderland, how do you get? Am I not supposed to sing that? Right? I can't do that because then you can't let people download. I don't even know what the rules are. I'm not supposed to you know what I mean? Because I want everybody. Are you okay with if people download this?
Oh, they can download it. That's
there
fine.
we go. And I guess
cool.
but not everyone is. Those record people.
Yeah.
Not everybody is. We're cool with it.
Well, in my non-music life, I actually work in music licensing, ironically enough.
Oh,
but,
really?
Yeah.
Well, tell us a little. Maybe you can fill me in because I yap about it every week, and I don't even know what I'm talking out my ass.
It's good. I work for songwriters. That's who I license.
Yeah, no, we need. I still. It's not like I wouldn't like to license something if people are willing to pay. I know it's the wild, wild west, but if you're a huge company like Coca-Cola, I don't care. I want you to pay me. You know?
Exactly.
And it all depends on situation, and anything that supports musicians, basically.
And it's so funny because I feel like one of the interesting things about being a songwriter and trying to do music, full time is you really have to look at yourself as a business. And I mean, usually musicians, we're really like artistically driven, and we're not,
Right.
super. We're usually left-brained, like we.
Yeah. You don't want to think about the numbers, like
But you have to, and so when you start thinking of your own music as...
I get stressed before this podcast. I get a little bit like, oh, man, I got to do the session part too. It's not just the talking shit and getting a little drunk. It's not just that part.
But it's fun, though. I don't know. I've
logistics to it.
I've learned to love it. I really have, because it makes you feel like you really are like empowered and in control of what you're creating and putting out there.
Right, and I like owning things, But let me ask you... Well, hold on. I just need to move this a little bit.
Okay.
I just saw it. I just feel like... an inch and a half, but what was I saying? Oh, what do you do with the licensing? What is your job?
I work in general licensing for a performing
you
right
don't have to say
organization.
who or anything like that, obviously.
I work for a PRO, so I work in general licensing.
So what is that? Like what
It's basically whenever businesses want to use our music, use music at all, they need to have permission in place.
Right.
And so we provide that with a license.
And they should, because they're not doing it for fun. There's not some 14-year-old kid that just is exploring life. No, they're trying to make a profit, and they should
everyone
pay.
uses music differently, so it's,
Yeah.
it is dependent
But
on a
if
lot
you're
of
making
things,
a profit of it, and it's because of the work of the artist, then they deserve a cut.
But yeah, it goes back to you just have to value your music,
Yeah, and it is hard to define, like pin down, like, okay, you should pay, you shouldn't pay, because it's all, at this point, a sort of introspective, like, moral reasoning that we're starting to apply to it. Mm-hmm. Like, when is it okay to share something? Like, maybe somebody, they would love this song, and you share it with them and just make their day.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's hard. It's one of those big questions that's going to be out there, I think, because it's, music is something that everyone should get to enjoy. So I think it's going to be something that's in the dialogue and in the public realm for a long time because, it's like, even as someone that values my own music, like, I want people to have it. If you want my CD, like, I want you to have it. I want you to listen to it and enjoy it. So
Or they could pay for it to support you.
Which is great.
You could sell it for $90,
I could sell my CD for $90.
For $90, and only the people that want it to, because no one's going to, maybe not as many people are buying your CD, but maybe if you sold it for $90, the people that would buy it just to support you would still buy it.
I would hope so. I really would.
I think so. I think that's kind of what it's coming to. You know what I mean? Like, sell it for $100, whatever. It's all on there for free anyways. So whoever wants to and has the money,
will
do
pay
so.
for it.
Are you kidding me? They would. I know that there's people that would.
That's why vinyl's making a comeback.
That's exactly why vinyl is making a comeback. Exactly why.
Something you can hold in your hand and something you can have. Yeah, makes
You know
a big
what I've
difference.
never thought about? Like, well, our friend Jesse over here that's going to be on the podcast in like an hour, he showed up like 2 hours or 3 hours early, and like I didn't know. I just quick responded, and I was like, well, I still have to focus on one thing at a time. You know what I mean? And then it's like, well, maybe I could have put a mic on you guys, but I don't know. I'm still trying to showcase. I don't know. It's just great that more people are here now. Like, it used to be just me and was like someone, like a friend, because at first no one wanted to do it, and now like people are doing it.
Well, good. It's exciting.
And, yeah, it is exciting. We'll play us another song.
Okay, sure. So this one, I released an album last year, speaking of CDs and music and all that good stuff. And I always say don't tell the other songs, but I think this one might be my favorite. This one's called Rather Know Than Wonder. Storm clouds are building, trying to scare me up. Wind's blowing in my face, but I know I can't stop. I can feel it coming, I can smell the rain. I can try hiding from it, but I can't outrun it. 'Cause running from you's useless as catching raindrops when they fall. You can't hold out your hands and never catch them all. Surrender to this feeling, don't take cover. We might run like lightning, crash like thunder, but I'd rather know than wonder. There's a calm after every storm that's begging me to stay. A picture perfect sunset sky that only love can paint. There's quiet rumbling clouds in the distance, but there's a beauty in their song if you just listen. 'Cause running from you's useless as catching raindrops when they fall. You can't hold out your hands and never catch them all. Surrender to this feeling, don't take might run like lightning, crash like thunder, but I'd rather know than wonder. Sometimes it feels like this is more than you can take. Sometimes you have to know for sure to run right through the rain. 'Cause running from you's useless as catching raindrops when they fall. You can't hold out your hands and never catch them all. Surrender to this feeling, don't take cover. We might run like lightning, crash like thunder, but running from you's useless as catching raindrops when they fall. You can't hold out your hands and never catch them all. Surrender to this feeling, don't take cover. We might run like lightning, crash like thunder, but I'd rather know than wonder. I'd rather know for sure than wonder.
Very nice.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You know you were singing quarter tones at some point.
Quarter tones.
Yeah, when you said,
I
when you
wish,
said,
that'd be cool.
No, you did when you said the word thunder. You're like thunder. It was
Well,
cool.
thanks. It's all that good. It's all that good vocal
I just
training.
feel like, well, here's a good question for you. You were talking about being a little kid, and then you heard a great country person,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you, you could take them off. You don't have to have them on. Yeah. But you heard a great country person, and then you trained yourself to sound like that, or you kind of kept doing it until you exhausted it to the point where you could do it.
Yeah.
What is that country accent?
What is it?
For those of us who aren't listening primarily to country, what is, like, I mean, I get it 60 years ago, like those recordings. I get those. Mm-hmm. These nowadays, what is that accent?
You know, nowadays, country is so many things. I mean, it really is. Like, it is so many things that it's hard to say, you know, that it's music with a twang, or that it's music with a fiddle, or that it's a certain inflection. I mean, I really think it's about, in an interesting way, it's back to sort of what the heart of country music was, which was stories.
Just stories, yes.
Because,
it
I mean,
was.
if you look at people like Sam Hunt, like, he does not sound country at all, but he's making it on country radio
And I think
because he
that's
tells
yeah.
these stories.
But that's why those accents existed at that time. Mm-hmm. It's just the accent doesn't exist now. Like, it does a little bit. Definitely you hear there's a southern accent for sure.
And it depends on kind of what branch of country you want to look at, you know? I mean, it's...
Do you think you have to use that accent, though?
I don't think you necessarily have to, especially now.
Just kind of works.
Yeah, I think it's really about feeling what you sing, and it's about, you know, I don't know if it's really a tangible thing that makes someone a pop singer versus a country singer. I think it's really the song, you know, and maybe the production, but I think it's the way you feel it.
Yeah, like Beth Crowley was on the podcast, and she was talking about Taylor Swift's like older record, where she did have a twang, and then it kind of went away. I don't know. We're just kind of trying to figure out what it is.
It's interesting because I mean,
I like that it's there. It's culture.
And I mean, I definitely, like, you know, people tell me sometimes that I sing with a twang, which I don't know if I necessarily sing with a twang. I think it's just the way you speak the words. And if it's a twang, if it's an inflection, I don't really know what it is. I know that, you know, you pick up a lot on the people that you listen to and your influences. So, you know, I guess that's where I get mine from. Because I grew up listening to, like, not just LeAnn Rimes, but all of the greats. You know, I loved Patsy Cline and Loretta Lynn. And then in the 90s, we had so many great women. We had Leanne Womack. We had Trisha Yearwood.
Women.
I mean, so many amazing singers. So, I mean, that's what I was listening to.
In the 90s, women killed it. Mm-hmm. Just hits left and right. And a lot of them were women. Mm-hmm. And even now. Like, one of my favorites right now is Rihanna.
Yeah, she's
I like
great.
her performances, and I like her vocals, and even the ones that she works on, like she wrote part of them.
Mm-hmm. And she's an original voice. She has something to say.
Oh, that's why you can go hear it live. Mm-hmm. It just blows your mind. Mm-hmm. I wonder what do you think country will turn into?
I think it's so funny because people have asked me that, and I think everything goes in cycles, right? I mean, even looking at pop and rock and hip hop and rap, everything goes in cycles with style and with production and with, whatever. It's waves of just the world influencing music and music influencing the world and kind of just playing off of each other. But I think country is going to stay about the stories. I think that's the theme that's kind of stuck.
Isn't that just folk music, though?
I mean, it is to an extent. Country music was folk music. Original country and western music, or country and roots music was music of the people, which is folk.
I feel like it was folk music, and then it became country music when they started specifically pinning down like this area of the states. Mm-hmm. It's the country.
Well, I mean, the first country recordings, were done as sort of like an ethnomusicological like enterprise, where people were going out and recording these people. They were saying, okay, come meet us in Virginia or come meet us in West Virginia and we're going to record you, and that's how we got the Carter family. And that's how we got,
was such a big deal.
A lot of these original people that were the first country artists. And I think it just grew from there. It came from people had these instruments around. People had guitars. People had fiddles. People had, different types of percussion, not necessarily drum sets, and that's how it started.
And they all had that accent. Mm-hmm. But that's what I'm saying, like an area. Like it really was just because in this area, which is like here, like Tennessee, people really, especially, when Hank Williams days, those accents were super prevalent.
Yeah.
Super. And they still are. They still linger. They're changing now.
Yeah. Well, it's because everything's expanding. We're so much more global now. I mean, you could put something online in Tennessee and you can see it all over the world.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's just, it's so much more global. It's so interesting. That's why we're getting all these different sounds. I think it's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
I like it.
Yeah, and like I on SoundCloud, I have the version where I have to pay for it so that I can upload something that's this long and multiple of them, and it tells me that some people from in India are listening.
Isn't that cool?
It's great. Are you kidding me? It's great. I get excited every week. That's because we had an Indian gentleman. His name is Attaboy.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah. So he was on, and then just like people they just kept listening.
That's so
now
cool.
Now there's like someone in India here listening to country music, and he himself told me that when he first heard country music, it blew his mind because it was new.
Isn't that cool?
It's amazing.
And it's just something new to them. That's
and their
I've
music is new to ours. Like it's starting to come over, and I want to figure out quarter tones. I want to try to sing them. They're really hard to do.
Yeah.
They are. You ever spend some time just trying it?
I mean, I was a vocal major in college. I tried every vocal thing you could hear. Because we go to these theory classes and never got it down. But it's cool, and it's so interesting looking at how different people around the world use their voices in different ways to express things. I love it. I think the voice is the most versatile instrument that's out there, and
definitely,
it's very cool.
Oh, definitely. Mm-hmm. Definitely the most versatile. You can't compare anything to the voice. The voice could mimic. When people are good at it, it could mimic anything and any timbre. Mm-hmm. It's so flexible when it's good at it. When you're Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
Just what a crazy example of a person.
I mean, you can't even really compare to that. Didn't they just do some scientific study showing that he scientifically, legitimately has the most unique voice? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I just saw something about that online.
I stay away from those when science gets too much into art.
I think it's cool though. I don't really know how they did it. I only
I don't really see how you could do that.
Oh, okay. How low and how high.
Yeah, I think it's looking at the frequencies and looking at
his range is what you're saying. If it's just looking at his range, how does that prove that he had the most?
Well, it's all vibrations. I mean, that's all your voices.
Perfect tone.
Yeah, it's all vibrations. So you can study vibrations. You can break that down into sound waves.
Tone.
Perfect key pitch.
Oh, how on tone in tone.
I mean, even look like your computer right now. You've got Pro Tools running or whatever you have going, and I mean, you can stretch those out and you can study each little sound wave and each hit of someone's voice. It's pretty cool.
But they're only studying they probably took the top 100 vocalists that they know of. They didn't take people in general.
True.
I don't know. That's what I mean. Science is fantastic, and I'm a supporter, but it's all within.
Just stay away from art.
It's just. I'm trying to do art. Is my point? Yeah.
There you go.
I'm trying to do art, and it boggles my mind, and it fogs it up, and I'm trying to. I'll let them handle that, and I want to keep the car, and the lights on, and
there
all
you
that,
go.
but I also want to record some shit.
There you go.
I don't know.
Sounds good.
Play some of the song.
Sure.
What was that one that you... Well, actually, you sent me one that I played last week on the podcast at the end of it.
Yeah, I'll play that one next. That one is also on that album I released last year.
What's it called? You gotta
It's
plug all
called-
that stuff, you know?
Yeah, so the album
don't
is
be
called
ashamed.
it's called Limitless, the showroom
Limitless.
sessions.
It's on iTunes, I assume?
It's on
and
iTunes, it's on Amazon,
everywhere.
it's on
Spotify? Is it?
Yep. You
So
can
people can
stream
listen
it,
to
you
it
can
right now.
download it, get it on YouTube. Got videos up there. Get it on my website, which is AnnieKennedyCountry.com.
We'll definitely put that up
Yeah.
on Facebook. But
But yeah.
song is called...
This song is called Leave My Heart Better. It's black or white, it's wrong or right. When you wear your heart out on your sleeve, 'cause it can't hide and it don't lie. It only knows what it feels, and this feels real, so won't you please leave my heart better than, leave my heart better than, leave my heart better than you found it. 'Cause once you unlock it, you better not drop it. Nothing can stop it. Yeah, once it starts breaking, nobody can save it. So if you're gonna take it, you gotta leave my heart better, better than you found it. Cause I'm in too far, I'm falling too hard, too fast to pull back now. So baby, have some mercy on me. Yeah, leave my heart better than, leave my heart better than, leave my heart better than you found it. 'Cause once you unlock it, you better not drop it. Nothing can stop it. Yeah, once it starts breaking, nobody can save it. So if you're gonna take it, you gotta leave my heart better than when you found it. Drowning down in the gutter, trying to recover from a lover who left it there, badly beaten, barely breathing. So leave my heart, leave my heart, leave my heart. Ooh yeah, leave my heart better than, leave my heart better than, leave my heart better than you found it. Yeah, yeah. Once you unlock it, you better not drop it. Nothing can stop it. Yeah, once it starts breaking, nobody can save it. So if you're gonna take it, you gotta leave my heart better. Leave my heart better. Leave my heart better, better than you found it. Leave my heart better than, leave my heart better than, leave my heart better than you found it.
Isn't that a good song? We're trying to get a recording so I can cut it. You never know.
Thank
You never know.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Wasn't that her hit?
Thanks.
Good. Damn
Thank
good
you.
song.
Thank you. I'm proud of that one.
Glad. All right. And you got comfortable because you're like sitting where I wanted you to.
Good. All right.
You know what I mean? Like that's what it was. And
Cool.
you heard? Do you like the headphones on?
Yeah, I like them for singing. It's a little weird to like hear the reverb when you're
talking
just
part?
talking. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I forgot. I would have had it actually muted.
okay.
I would have had it muted, and then you would have been playing without the reverb, which for some reason seems to work well. Like when you actually everyone always has the reverb on when you're recording, and if you actually take it off, actually I feel like they do better. For some reason, you really hear the cracks. Mm-hmm. Some people
because you can't count on that reverb to kind of like
flood
cheat
it,
that.
to flood
you know,
it.
like it's close. It's like
Yeah,
you have to be on your note.
Yeah. What else are you doing here in Nashville? You got some more record plans or?
I'm probably getting back into the studio just to do a little 2 or 3 song something soon this year. Yeah, I've got I'm playing at Music City Bar and Grill, I think next Monday.
Next Monday, which is what date?
That's a really good question, and I don't know the
Me
answer to
neither.
that.
What's today? Wait, what's today?
Today's the 9th, so yeah,
Today's
the 16th.
the 9th, so the 16th.
I think that's right. I think it's either next Monday or the Monday after. It's all on my website and on my
The 16th
Facebook.
or the 22nd.
Yeah. Or, other than that, I'm playing at Natchez Hills Winery up at Fontenelle.
23rd. What's 6 plus 7?
6 plus 7 is 13.
There we go. So 23rd. Math.
I didn't know there was going to be math on this podcast.
I know, right? I didn't sign up for math.
Man. Should have brushed up.
How many songs do you think you've written?
That's a good question. I mean, it's got to be near 100 at this point. I mean, I write a fair amount. Maybe it's probably more than that, actually. Because I write a fair amount. Like, I've been writing since college, and I mean, I do a lot of co-writing
How old
in town.
are you,
And
if you don't mind?
I'm 28.
28? Mm-hmm. It's pretty good. You're really good at it for 28. You know what I mean?
Well, thanks.
I saw, you know what I was talking about? Like the older guy I was hearing the other day? Mm-hmm. It's like, well, he's had a bunch. Like, he's probably been writing longer than I've lived.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. It's so interesting because I feel like I write so differently now than I did a year ago, and I write so differently now than I did when I first moved to town 7 years ago, and then I did in college 10 years ago. And it's like, I can't wait to see what so much more lifetime gets into my songs, you know?
Oh, yeah. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I'll look you up. If I ever, or whoever, we'll probably, like, still know each other. You never know that kind of thing.
I bet we will.
You know what I mean?
That's the thing. You meet someone in Nashville, you know each other forever. Yeah.
Yeah, but also we get along.
You're like, no,
Also,
bye.
also we get along. Not necessarily. Yeah, because I don't think that's necessarily the case. I've met some people that I didn't, you know what I mean?
Fair enough,
That I wouldn't want in my living room talking to me for an hour.
But if you can just hang out, that's cool.
Yeah, but liking somebody and hanging out with them are two different things. Sometimes, like, there are
Very
social
true.
events where you're just around somebody that you're like, oh.
That's true. Luckily, I usually have a guitar, and I can just be like, oh, I gotta go play. Bye.
Luckily, they usually always serve drinks.
There you go. Helps everything.
Makes people social. I don't know.
Exactly. Something about
It's
it.
a weird. Alcohol is strange because it's been around forever, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Thousands.
Are we
of
getting
years.
like philosophical now on this?
Egyptians.
The Egyptians.
Bacchus, god of wine.
God of wine. Is that what it is?
Bacchus? Yeah.
Greek?
I think that was. I don't remember if that was Greek or Roman. I feel like nobody should quote me on that. He was one of them.
The Romans took over Greek religion and then started incorporating Christianity into it.
There you go.
But it would have been Greek.
Okay.
So it would have been like 3,500 years old. So 3,500 years ago, they were already talking about the god of wine, which means wine must have already existed for 1,000 years.
Exactly. And we've been writing drinking songs ever since.
Yeah. Or they've been writing the songs. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
The wine's been writing all the songs.
Wine helps. Wine's written a few songs.
How do you write a song?
That's a good question. It really just kind of depends. Sometimes it just kind of falls out. Like, I mean, sometimes you're just so inspired and you can literally just grab a pen and a piece of paper and all of a sudden you have a whole song. Or you can pick up a guitar and just do play through and you have a whole song. But sometimes you really have to, like, labor over it. Sometimes it starts as just a spark of an idea. And you kind of have to, like, chase it and circle around it.
What do you physically do? Like, you sit down at a desk or sit down... Nah, that's not a desk. Come on. With a guitar or...
Usually I'll sit down with my guitar. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just sit down, like, if I just want to... If I'm just writing, you know, a lot of times if I'm trying to come up with ideas just to kind of spark something, I'll just kind of free write, or I'll just write different, like, random song title ideas, or I'll do, like, word matching just to kind of spark an idea. And so I'll just start writing, and then usually I'll pick up my guitar and start playing, and melodies kind of come to me at the same time as words now. And so I usually do it all at the same time.
You used to do words first?
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I started. I would do lyrics first.
Never done that. Like, lyrics are so hard for me. I'll come up with something on the spot, like, melodically, and then change chords under it. And just words, I'm always double checking myself, and like, but you know how, like, you change as a person, you can say something and then, like, the next day something happened and your opinion changes. And like, I'm always like, I want to be right forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's that insecurity. Like, what did I really mean this? Don't I not mean? Then I want to, and then I start thinking about it, and then it's like, what? That's not the right way of doing it.
The thing that I found with lyrics is like when I'm happiest with, you know, a song, like when I feel like, yes, this is something that like I'm going to put my stamp on and, you know, I can record or I can play out and be good with, it's always the most authentic and the most true songs. Like it doesn't have to be a true story, you know, like it doesn't have to be something that happened word for word, but but just authenticity is what helps. Because I mean, I think we've all sat in rooms if we're writers where we're trying to write a song and you're just writing something to write something, or you're writing something to fit.
I've done that
work
by myself. Have you ever done those do you know how here in Nashville there's a bunch of like writing situations where you can show up and meet other people and write together?
Yeah.
How does that go? I've never done that.
I mean,
I don't know if I will.
I've done a fair amount of that. I do a lot of co-writing, and you know, you just meet different people and
co-writing, yeah. But you know those rooms where it's like 5 people, like even just 5 already sounds like a lot to me.
5 is a lot. I think that's the most I've written with in one room was 5, and that was too many because it's like too many cooks in the kitchen.
How many do you need? So what's a good amount?
I mean, that really just
2?
Depends. I like 2 and 3.
2
I
and
like
3?
3 co-writes. I like co-writes with 3 people. I think those are fun, and like especially. It's funny because I've always said that co-writing is a lot like dating. You kind of have to like try it out. You like meet someone and you write for the first time, and sometimes it's amazing right off the bat and you have this great chemistry and you're like knocking songs out left and right and it's like, yes, this is amazing.
Well, there we go. It does have to do with whether or not you like the person.
Well, not necessarily, because you can write well with people who you don't necessarily like, but if you have good creative chemistry, you
have more experience than I do because I've never
depends on the person, though. I mean, if they're a terrible person and like you can't be in a room with them, it's like, oh, okay, this isn't gonna work. But
what if they just sent you like MP3s, like, look what I did, and you never even? It's all like email. You never even spoke to the person.
I've done that actually.
You have?
Yeah, it's different. For me, it's a lot harder, but I kind of like the challenge of it. Like the last time I did it, I was doing like a songwriting class, and we got paired up with people, and I happened to get paired up with someone who didn't live in town. And so we were writing by email.
Why are you doing that? They don't live in town.
Well, because it's
Nashville?
Yeah, and I mean, it was an online class, so anyone could take it. It just happened to be based in Nashville. Yeah. So it was a Nashville class. Like, I could have gone and sat in the class, but they webcast it every day.
Oh, so it's just email entirely.
Yeah, so we emailed, and we did a couple of Skype sessions, but it was mostly email, and it was really interesting. It's just different. It makes you think differently, and it makes you function differently, and just from a, like...
How was this Skype? Was it awkward?
I mean, maybe for the first couple minutes, because you're kind of like, can you see all like my dirty laundry in the corner? Do I need to clean my house? What's going on? Right? But overall, I mean, it's just, with creativity, I feel like it's like anything. It's like a muscle, and you have to work it out, and you have to try different things to keep it strong and to keep growing. And so, I mean, I like things that are challenging in different ways because it just makes you stretch outside your comfort zone, and I feel like that's how you get your best creative stuff, you know?
You also think back on it and reflect on whether or not what you did was worth anything to the other person.
Well, that's exactly it. You have a responsibility to this other person.
Right.
And it's so hard. Like, sometimes you get into a co-write and you just both sit there and it's like crickets are chirping. And you're like, well, I could start with a G, maybe a D.
Or something. Yeah. That's why I want to get into quarter tones. Like I want to start with a something.
Yeah.
But the Beatles did that. They had so many chords, and they would start songs with amazing chords, and they understood that.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much you can do harmonically, and I mean, I'll be honest, I usually stick to pretty simple harmonic stuff, you know, especially if I'm playing guitar on it, because I mean, I'm just a rhythm player. Like, I'm not a born and bred guitar player. Like, I don't ever pretend to be, but I mean, I feel like I try to make up for it in melodies that are really interesting and different and go different places.
Have you ever tried, like, maybe, like, you know how you said that the last record that you did, it's no auto-tune, just everything, like, just together, everyone's playing like a real band? That's great. What if you did that, and then you, like, muted the acoustic guitar? You know what I mean? Like, because you need it to play, right? And if you're not playing it...
Not necessarily. I didn't play on all the tracks.
Oh, have you ever tried that, then? Like, just like everybody else filling the bed of music, and then you just sing, because you do have a nice voice.
Thank you.
And your songs are good.
Thank
you. Your pitch is correct. Like, why not just be a vocalist then? If
we've done it. I like it because I can kind of do what I want. Like, I can go do stuff like this, and I'm not relying on a band.
That's definitely important. I'm not saying to drop the guitar. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, record a record like that.
Put down the guitar.
No, I just mean, like, you could get you have good songs, so you could get someone to... I guess I'm just thinking, like, as a producer, I was like, what if I take Annie Kennedy and then like her band, and then or you know whatever, just get Annie Kennedy and a great drummer and a bass player and a pianist.
So I mean,
Boom.
the last album.
Write
So
a
the
little
process.
chart for them. I'm sorry.
That'd be no. That's okay. I like it. I like you're excited.
Isn't that good?
That
Think
is
about
good.
it. I have a piano right there.
Yeah.
Boom. Get a drummer, and then you and a pianist and a bass player in that other room.
That'd be awesome. So the last one, our process on it, we did 2 days of recording. We did 10 songs, and we did everyone in like the way the studio is set up. It's like one room, so there's glass doors separating. So like I was soloed by myself, you know, in a room, and I was doing rhythm and scratch vocals, and then we had the drums and the guitar in one room, and then we had bass in another room. But it feels like you're all in the same room because the way the studio was set up.
Yeah.
And so we did all of that tracking live,
Yeah.
and then we went back and did overdubs. So like I sang like. I mean, that's the thing we spent the longest on was the vocal tracks on those. I mean, we worked vocals for probably about 2 or 3 months afterward, getting them perfect.
Really?
But yeah, because they're so
You
like
just
that's the
redid
thing.
them, or
Just worked on them. Yeah, worked on different things, and I mean, did background vocals and.
you see, but that's super studio still. Like I love the studio, and
Yeah.
I love how crystal clear these great. And that this, I'm talking into an SM57 right now. I love how great it is. I love that it's gonna last me for years, and I love that someone like me could have even afforded it in the first place. And just imagine a situation that's like a studio situation, but since no one's getting paid, it's just for fun. You know what I mean? And then I think the recordings that come out after it,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm trying to
Just capture
promote.
something.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? And that's kind of the new music industry.
Yeah.
Because people like me can record. Like, I'm a nobody. You don't know me. I don't have any like special recordings. Oh, I recorded this song. I recorded this person. Who cares who I am? You just came because you like playing music, and I just told you, hey, just come over, play some songs, and I'll record you.
Yeah. Sounded great.
Right? But
Yeah.
we could do that in larger situations.
That'd be super cool.
And then
That's
put
the
it on
thing,
a pen drive.
That'd be awesome. See, like I'm so into stuff like that because I love just different creative outlets for your music. You know, I think it's great.
That's
Yeah.
what I've been trying to do with this. Like, I want to eventually take some of the tracks, like this past song that you just did, that I think sounds fantastic.
Thanks.
We easily clip that, have you come over, do some backups, and add bass and drums to it, and then put them all on pen drive and have like 10 different artists.
There you
know?
go.
And the reason I say pen drive is because no one wants CDs anymore. When we put it on a pen drive, it could be super interactive. It could be like the new record.
Yeah.
For contemporary purposes. You know what I mean? You could go into folders, you could split them up. You could have artwork. You could have your website links, and then every artist that was on it could have its own thing. It could be like a whole interactive thing. You could spend hours on it, just
It
like
could be
a record.
really cool.
Right?
It'd be like back in the day. Like, do you remember when for like 30 seconds they did interactive CDs? You know, like I remember I had an NSYNC one because I am a child of the 90s
How
and
so?
I lived in sync. Like you would pull it up and it would have like music videos and like booklets and like fun facts about the
when you put it in your
band.
computer?
And, yeah,
Because you started being able to put them into your computer.
exactly. Not because it was in a CD player. So you're right with that. You know,
It's like a pen drive.
with the drive, I mean, you can do so much with it and you can store so much more on it with content.
Yeah, and they're getting way cheaper than they used to be. Remember, they used to be like $100 or whatever.
I
it
remember
was?
in high school I had a class where we had to get one, and I mean I think you know you get like what like a little 1 gig one to start.
Yeah.
And it was like $75.
1 gig was ridiculous.
And now it's like you can. I bought a terabyte hard drive for like I don't like $150 or something. You
I know.
like a terabyte. Who needs that much storage?
Yeah,
But
I know.
you know, it's like well, I was like I might as well. Like
I know. Who like most people don't need that much storage. Even with these podcasts, I'm recording 2 a week, and they take up like immense memory that you couldn't have even thought of in the 90s.
but not a terabyte.
But oh my god! But it doesn't take up a terabyte, right?
No. Mm-mm.
Wow. I'm excited for all of that, and I think I'm excited for the fact that maybe we could come together as musicians, and I think musicians will be running the music industry. And we could come together and monetize it in the way that we want to do it.
And I think that's the thing, like creative people, when they come up with new outlets and ways to promote themselves and their own thing, it's going to spread. And I feel like that's how, you know, the new music industry is going to thrive. You know, it's through new ideas and through creative people.
We're doing it for ourselves. We are running it now, you know? And, you know what, I was thinking of also starting to host on Tuesdays. Like, I'm going to start having, like, a calendar on the wall or something. Let people sign up if they ever come to podcasts. Like, oh, well, you know, next month I'll come back.
Yeah.
And then we're, like, going to do, like, songwriting things.
That'd be cool.
Right?
It's all about, I mean, that's the thing about Nashville. It's like, it's hard because there's so many other songwriters and musicians here. And it's, you know,
That's the only reason I could do this, though.
Yeah, because there's so many. But that's the thing, it's such a great community. Like, I've not found that anywhere else where you truly have a sense of community and people want to do things for each other and help each other and just, people are so into just creating. It's pretty awesome.
Well, because I think that they move here and then you realize like that's nothing else other than that, than to create and work with other musicians, because you're not just going to get into a studio. You need to have money. You can. There are a lot of studios, but you either need to pay, and the ones that will do it really well, or not even necessarily. There's a lot of people that do it well, but the ones that you moved here trying to get into, they're not necessarily interested. So you're left with all these other bohemians just like yourself.
You
that
find
moved
your
here.
creative class though, right? Like, I feel like it's like a class, like almost like in high school or college, you know? It's like you kind of come up with the people, like you all are kind of in the same like peer group at the same time, right? Like you've all moved to town in the last couple of years and you're all kind of finding your
We're all
footing.
still excited. We're all still willing to put the work
and it's
into
like
it.
you find each other and you work together and you kind of like move up together. It's been really fun, you know? And it's like I'm at a point where I'm starting to see some friends have great success, and it's really exciting because it's like we've all been working so hard, and so when you see the people that you've been working with getting there, it's kind of like, okay, we can do this. Like, keep going.
And you have a little base that could support you. Like if you do a concert somewhere and then you even if just 10 of your friends goes, it's just a difference.
Yeah.
And I mean that's the one unfortunate thing about concerts around here, or like small venues. Sometimes you might just be in a room full of musicians.
I don't think that's unfortunate though. I think it's pretty cool, you know? People that appreciate the music.
I don't mean unfortunate that there's people that are there to listen. Unfortunate in the sense that you, or at least I do, I want
other people
other than musicians.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm trying to entertain people in general and make people happy.
I hate to say it, that's why I feel like I get out of Nashville to play shows, just because it's like...
Because it's regular
people. I feel
people?
like 8 in 10 people in Nashville are musicians,
Yeah.
and it's like, so that's who your crowd's going to be, but I don't know, I kind of love it. It kind of makes you step up your game, because it's like, okay...
That too, though.
It's like, I can't suck. Like, everyone else here plays and
You're
sings.
right. That's the way to look at it. It's actually do it...
Like, I can't be bad.
I can't be bad.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a good environment.
It's good pressure.
Someone said it the other day in Naughty Water. That was another band that was here earlier, or some other week. They said that it's a good home base.
Yes.
It is a good home base.
It's a great home base. It's a great place to be and to create.
We're making our little ant pile or whatever.
Yeah.
What is it called? Ant farm.
Yeah, exactly.
We're making it up, and it's just musicians are running it, and I really love that I'm in Nashville, because it feels like it's gonna it's all boiling. It's starting to boil, and it's here.
It's exciting.
Not in LA. You know, it's not Hollywood. And New York is great, but it's not in New York either. It's for some reason like
we're the it city right now, so I mean things are happening.
There's something in the air.
There's an energy here right now.
There's
so many people
and
moving
everyone's
here.
flocking here. Yeah, it's a good vibe. And on that note, play us another tune.
Sure, I can do that. Let's see. I'm gonna play you a newer song.
Yes.
This one, I came up with this idea. I wrote it with a friend of mine, Olivia West.
Let me close this door real quick.
Okay. So I'd come up with this idea, and it's kind of a different take on, everyone knows the Cupid story, right? Cupid shoots his arrow, and you fall in love. And I was like, man, what if Cupid was just, like, messing with you? And he was just using you for target practice.
That might have been the original story. I don't even know the whole story.
I don't either.
It's also a Greek thing, isn't it?
Probably. I really don't know. But that's how this came about. It's called target practice. I've been looking over my shoulder. I've been running all my life. Bad guys chasing me all over. It's like there's no safe place to hide. Fall in love for no reason. It's like it's open season. It's like Cupid's hunting me down, shooting arrows, firing off rounds. I'm about worn out from his trigger happiness.
hide behind, put up our guard. Don't wanna use up all our ammo. Someone's gotta watch our hearts. Fall in love for no reason. It's like it's open season. It's like Cupid's hunting me down, shooting arrows, firing off rounds. I'm about worn out from his trigger happiness. He don't give a damn about finding me the right man. It's time I took a stand. You know the fact is my heart ain't target practice. It's like Cupid's hunting me down, shooting arrows, firing off rounds. I'm about worn out. I'm about worn out. It's like Cupid's hunting me down, shooting arrows, firing off rounds. I'm about worn out from his trigger happiness. He don't give a damn about finding me the right man. It's time I took a stand. You know the fact is my heart ain't target practice. My heart ain't target practice. My heart ain't target practice.
You saying you get a lot of crushes? Is that what you're saying?
Not anymore. I'm engaged now.
Well, you're 28. Well, when did you write this song? You said it was new.
Yeah, wrote it in the last couple months.
Last couple months?
Yeah.
That's,
Like I
is what-
said,
that
not
is what-
everything's based
wow.
on like true stories, but it's based in fact,
come
you know?
on. That's what people do. We watch a movie and then you get a crush.
Well, exactly. And it's like, I mean, I can tell you, like, before I met my fiance, it felt like, geez, like there are no good guys out there anywhere. And it's like, loser, loser, loser. No. But it's like, you draw on your own like past life experiences and everything. And sometimes it's from friends, sometimes it's from movies, or I read a lot. So sometimes, you get inspiration from reading. I mean, just as long as it's authentic, you know, I feel like if you can tell a true story.
Book too.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
If you read the whole thing.
There you go.
I don't know. Do you read a lot?
Yeah, I read a decent amount.
I read a lot of science stuff. I know earlier we were talking about science stuff. I'm like, enough with the science stuff. But I read a lot of science stuff. I tend to read a lot of nonfiction.
That's cool.
Like how to do this and how to do that and stuff like that. And I don't read enough fantasy. And I love fantasy.
Yeah.
I love it in movies and I love it in music. I also don't watch a lot of movies, but maybe that's just a time thing. Is it?
I was going to say, it's hard because, I mean...
How many hours, like how long does it take you to read a nice 300-page book,
I mean, that really depends. I hate to say it. Most days it's like I read before bed and then I fall asleep and I have to like reread the chapter. So it's like I read when I can because I love it and it really does inspire me and it like feeds me. I actually just finished reading this awesome book. It's by Elizabeth Gilbert. She's the author that wrote Eat, Pray, Love. You remember that book and that movie?
I do.
And it's a nonfiction book and it's her basically take on creativity and the creative process. It's called Big Magic. And I just finished it recently and it's so good and it's
What did you learn?
It's just really cool because she talked about different cultures, like ways of creating, and she talked about her own personal philosophy, which I'd seen her TED talk on it, so I kind of like knew, she thinks that creativity is like, if she's writing a novel, say, she thinks it's out there already, and her job is to like channel it and to pull it down.
God perspective where
and she talked about it in so many different terms. She said, you could call it God, you could call it, the universe or spirituality.
It's out there, and you're just sort of radio antenna that just kind of feeds to it.
And it's learning how to like pull it in. And I actually can really kind of like agree with that because when you're writing, like I said, sometimes it just falls out of you, and it's like you can't write it fast enough.
That's definitely the case.
And then I feel like you're just so in tune with like whatever it is that you're trying to communicate right there. But sometimes you just are kind of like circling it, and you have this like feeling, or you're like close to it, but you have to really work at it, and you have to like write around it, at least for songwriting. Like you're kind of trying different melodies and trying different things, and it's like you're circling the target,
Yeah, you're
trying to get
circling
there.
what you already think is, or you already sense that is out there. That's probably
it was an interesting book. It was really inspiring.
Well, that's probably mostly true most of the time. I guess so. I also like the whole. I mean, not that I like it, but it's interesting that some people think of it like, oh, like I am God, and I'm making something up. And aren't you kind of playing God? But I guess it all depends on introspectiveness, like how you're looking at it. If you're looking at it like, no, it's already there. I sense it. I'm not playing God. I'm just kind of a channel.
Yeah, and I mean, I've never seen it as that, I mean, I'm a Christian person, and I believe in God, and, that's what I believe. I know other people believe in different higher powers, or don't, or believe in the universe, or believe in love, and I think as long as you believe in something, it's like you're channeling that, and it's I think there's always divine inspiration, and I think, it's like...
I have that feeling towards it. I feel like what you were saying about that book was, like, I feel like that when I'm making something, like, it's like there's something I'm circling, whether that's my subconscious or whether that's God, I don't know, but there's
Whatever
something special. There's that magic, which is why she calls it
But there's something in
there.
the universe that you're trying to like latch onto.
Trying to be a part of, like, there's all these frequencies happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you're kind of an overtone.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to look at it.
Kind of working within the boundaries of what's already happening.
Yeah. And it's like, that's the thing with writing, and that's why I like it. It's all about inspiration, but sometimes you have to work to get to inspiration. It's like sometimes I'll be sitting there and I'm like, I have nothing to write about. Like, I need to write a song today.
That's why the Greeks
and I have
talked about, I don't know, we keep referencing, I keep referencing the Greeks just because we brought them up. And I actually love, not that I know much about it, but like, well, I took a class once, doesn't make me an expert, but I read something about Roman culture, which meant I also had to read stuff about the Greeks. But just their whole idea on having a muse, that, and they focused a lot on music, actually. But sculpting too, actually, sculpting.
A lot of the higher arts. I mean, and it's just, it's kind of true, and you can look at it any way you want, but it's like your inspiration's like your little buddy that's like either working with you or like fighting you every step of the way. If you figure out a way to like always work with them. Isn't
it beautiful? Well, they just gave it so much respect, and it's also beautiful that their gods were art-based. Or passion-driven, like war and, whatever it was, lust and creativity and music and whatever. They have gods for that. That's
for everything.
Pretty great. I don't know.
It's interesting. It's interesting, especially when you read a lot of like the Greek mythology and stuff. I don't know. It's always been like, that's so creative to me too. Like everything is inspiration for something.
Yeah,
cool.
You appreciate it being an artist.
Yeah.
Let's see what time we have. Dang. This is an hour, so maybe play
a short one.
No. There's no time limit to it. I keep it around an hour, so at an hour I'm like, play us one or two. You can play us two more without any talking between them.
I'll do one more. This is one that I like to end my shows with.
Okay.
It's one that I wrote a long time ago. I wrote it in college, believe it or not, as part of a class.
Oh.
And I wrote it. It was the first time I'd ever co-written, I think, and we had to co-write with people, and so I wrote with two people who actually ended up both moving here as well, and are still really good friends, and they're both really creative. One's a musician, and one works in the music industry, and we just love this song still, so I've ended shows with this for a long time. It's called Getting Over You. You broke my heart when you walked away. Our love is done, now it's time to play. Oh, darling, I'm getting over you. I could just sit alone and cry all day, stay in at night and wipe the tears away. But darling, I'm getting over you. So I'll put on that dress you love and go out on the town, find myself a better man, and I'll let him show me around. Now don't you come back saying this time you'll stay. It might have worked a while back, but baby, not today. Oh, darling, I'm getting over you.
I was listening to that and I was still thinking about like, man, I'm thinking like you could be singing in here, bass player over there, and then like a couple guitarists over there doing rhythm and lead.
That'd be awesome.
It just, it would work because this is a great foot tabber.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it is a little bit. It's super old school, and
I love it.
thank you.
It's a good song.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a good song. Well, any more promotions? You got your new record, the one you did last year?
Did it last year. You can get it on iTunes. It's called Limitless, the showroom sessions.
Annie Kennedy.
Check me out online. It's at AnnieKennedyCountry.com. I've got
Definitely.
Facebook. I've got Twitter. I've got Pinterest if you care what I'm attempting to cook this week. It's always exciting.
Pinterest, nice. And then you're coming up with something soon?
Hopefully soon. Get back in the studio soon to do a short little, I think, 3-song, just kind of mini EP. So I don't know when. No official dates on that yet, but keep your eyes open.
Well, I might want to do that pen drive idea before you know it because I already have a bunch of recordings.
There you go.
And I might want to take the Leave My Heart Better Than You Found It one.
All right.
You know, maybe
Yeah.
we could do that. Well, we'll stay in touch.
Cool.
Thank
Sounds
you.
good. Thank you.
Spotlight again, my friend, and I hope I'm just as bold as a mouse. I'm in the spotlight again, my friend, and I hope I'm just as bold as a mouse. There's nothing wrong with the world today, I'm just as bold as a mouse. I'm so exposed, but I'm pretty fucking quick. And now I'm on my own again. I hope I'm just as bold as a mouse. And now I see the light of day, and I hope I'm just as bold as a mouse. There's nothing wrong with the world today, I'm just as bold as a mouse. I'm so exposed, but I'm pretty fucking quick. There's nothing wrong with the world today, I'm just as bold as a mouse, as far as I'm concerned. Hey, okay, so we just made that song up just a sec ago, and basically because we don't have any or enough content. So if you have a song, record it any which way you want on your phone, however, email it to MCS. I haven't even stopped recording. This is all just one take, and we just wrote it. So just anything. We love songs. If you can record it on your phone or on Pro Tools, it does not matter. Send us the song at mcspodcast@gmail.com.
Send it on Facebook. We got Instagram and Twitter.
And we'll put it up.
We want to hear
We just need your
music
permission, and we'll put
share
it
your
up.
music with everyone. So,
Thanks.
guys.